Hey guys, this is Marcus and Leo from Big Time Super Friends, and this is our review of John Wick Chapter 2. Wow.
Yeah.
That's all I can say is just wow. By the way, guys, before we get started, this is going to be a spoiler-filled episode because I don't know any other way. I just don't know any other way to talk about this episode without, or this movie without just spilling something important. This movie literally takes place right
like
after,
5 days or something.
Like literally right after number one ends.
Picks right off.
As a matter of fact, not thinking about it, I would, when I own the 4K Blu-ray, I will somehow combine both movies to make just one giant big one. Just because I feel like that's the way it should be seen.
I think so too.
But let's just kick it off. What do you think? How do you think it measured up to the first one in terms of, like, let's say action?
Okay, it's just way better. I mean, I just wanted to see what the hell was going to happen in the rest of the movie. And I was dreading when it was kind of drawing to an end. And I kind of felt it. So it was good action. It was just straight great action movie. A car chase, couple cars. Well, you know
what the car chase is alone. It starts off with essentially a car chase.
Pretty much, yeah.
John Wick is going after his Mustang car that was stolen from him. He's trying to recover that in the beginning of this movie, and he is essentially going after Vigo's brother.
Right.
And it was so funny seeing Vigo's brother kind of retelling the same fucking story.
You already know he's the boogeyman. Yeah. He killed the guy with a pencil once.
Yeah. He's like, he once killed him. It's like we heard all this before, but
like, I know. He's like, with the pencil, with the fucking pencil. Who does that?
And you would think that because they're reciting the same lines that you get
like, oh my god, it's okay, I get it, but no,
but it's kind of they said it in a slightly different way that still got a reaction out of the audience. There were some members that were kind of like giggling at that.
I thought it was pretty funny,
including myself. And the funniest part of the opening scene was when John Wick is essentially killing everyone outside the room. And it cuts
back.
Yeah, it's cutting back to the mobster, and he's just like
listening. You just hear like ta 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 ta. And he's just like, oh my god.
Like, it's almost like literally the boogeyman is coming to get you. You even hear the footsteps as he's coming up the stairs. I was just like, oh my god, like they're really playing it up.
Yeah,
and it's moments like that I just enjoy in action movies in general. This goes back to, like I was saying, like Predator had the great one-liners. That's why I enjoyed those movies. And it's just, you know what? Fuck it. John Wick is the new Terminator for me.
It is, yeah.
There's this moment there's a moment in this movie where John Wick's fighting, and he's going after oh my god, what's the guy's name? The main dude's
Antonio or something like that.
Whatever. So the main guys, and he's fighting his way through like some mirrored house panel
exhibit. Yeah.
And John Wick says, "I'm back," and I just thought, you know what? That fucking just replaced "I'll be back."
Yeah. You want to be back? I'm back.
It's just, and the action choreography on this.
Oh, it's great.
John Wick is
second
a 10.
to none. Yeah.
John Wick is a 10.
Second to none. That's
Chapter 2, A+. It was just...
Yeah.
Oh, hold on a second. Did I say a 10? This is like a motherfucking 12.
It's an 11. It's an 11. Yeah. It's an 11, okay?
I went from 10 to A+. Fuck. This movie fucked me up.
Yeah, it's an 11, guys. Look, it's just... It's so smooth, so seamless. Like, and let's just talk about the audio here. In all the scenes where there's a gunfight, you can feel in the back of the seat, there's like a push. You feel the kickback of the gun. Yeah. I mean, the audio was great during the gunfight, so it just adds that much emphasis, that much punch to every shot, because you can actually notice that he's so precise. He's one shot, or he's doing two, or he's doing four, because he's really wanting to take your ass out.
And you know what's kind of weird is, what do you think of the plot as far as him returning? Because, in part one, they steal his car, they kill his dog, boom, he's back in action.
It's more revenge. It wasn't really him on a hit. It was revenge. He was getting back at someone.
You're talking part one?
Part one,
okay,
yeah. This one is a hit. I mean, he owes someone a marker, and they come to claim that marker. And it brings him back. There's no way he can't become the boogeyman again without this. So he goes full in. I mean, he orders 2 suits, a night suit and a day suit, and he goes to the sommelier and orders a slew of guns that look tasty. And I mean, you see him set up for the mission, and for the hit.
And let me just clarify this. The reason why he came back into play is because he owes a debt to the main character, the main boss, who helps him get out. And it's one of those things where, like you can't kill in the Continental. It's one of those rules that you have to follow. And that pact that he made, he has to honor. No matter if he thinks he's retired or if he doesn't want to do it, he has to do it.
Right.
Or there's consequences
for just not honoring it. Yeah.
Exactly. So that is the motivation in chapter 2,
which is good. I was like, how are they going to get him to go on a hit? And it's like, oh, there's a marker. You know the rules.
I thought for sure when they blew up his house in the beginning, towards the beginning,
that's enough.
I thought the dog was going to die again, and I'm like, I hope they don't do that again. But he didn't.
Spoiled, but
he didn't die. But here's well, they fucking you should fucking know better. This was like 10 minutes in. You were like, what the fuck? Giving spoilers. This is all spoilers here. Okay, I'm sorry. There's no other way to talk about this goddamn movie. Now, the great thing about this movie is it surprised me. There were things that I was just like, oh, I did not see that coming. For me, one of those was towards the end, or you know what? I'm gonna save that for you because I think you were surprised on that ending part that I was thinking of naming. But I'll name another scene that I was genuinely surprised at. He goes and kills his target, and the target they end up they
takes asylum.
Yeah, they're friends. You could tell that they used to be friends, right, and there's kind of like a I don't want to kill you kind of thing. But this target takes her own life, and of course John Wick has to finish it with a headshot just in case. Yeah. But that surprised me. I did not think that the target would kill herself, and essentially just doing it for John Wick. But
he still puts a bullet in her head.
He still put just in case, homie.
Just in case, yeah.
Just in case. Is there any moments that surprised you?
I like that whole setup to where he gets to his target and he's leaving some guns behind just in case. And I kind of do this in video games. I make sure that I know where the ammo is behind me in case I need to go back and fall back to the ammo. Well, he definitely falls back to these guns strategically placed. And
you're talking in the tunnel.
In the tunnel, yeah, the catacombs. Yeah, he's set up some guns, probably to back hit for his exit to in case he needs some extra ammo. And he goes to target. She's dead. On his way back out, he bumps into her main bodyguard, and he's also in the industry.
What's his name? What's his actual real name?
Well, that's common. But
is it?
But his name's Cassius or something.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
So
I wonder he looked familiar.
Yeah,
Common.
And you know what? Common. This role kind of reminded me of Common in Smoking Aces, where he's a hitman and he's going after aces, buddy aces.
The bald guy that wears a wig.
No, it's
he's the guy with the cards.
Yeah, Aces. Buddy Aces is his name. Yeah. So, Jeremy Piven.
There you go. Thank you. But he is bald
in that movie. Little, yeah. So anyway, he did a good role in this movie. I figured he was going to die, but he provides a good nemesis to John Wick in this movie, and at least for the time he's in the movie. I enjoyed their dialogues when they had them, and the fact that they're eventually going to meet up and someone's going to die, and it's probably not going to be John Wick.
And you know what? Common, you hear of John Wick, of the boogeyman and the fucking, the legend and all this stuff, but Common was actually kicking his ass the first time they met. At least
he went toe to toe. He went toe to toe, yeah.
And that was kind of like, holy, like the first time they went at it, I didn't know who the fuck was going to win. Like, I was just like, this guy's, he stabbed John Wick in the chest a little bit, and I just thought, okay.
He got him. Yeah, he tagged him.
That's over. And you know what? This movie did such a good job of letting you know the world that these guys live in.
I mean, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's kind of the code they live in.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird because, you know, John Wick kills his target. He is then chased and has a confrontation with Common, the bodyguard. And after they just finished duking it out, I honestly thought Common was going to kill the guy.
I thought so too.
But then they jump through a window, and it just so happens to be the Continental.
They land right into one of the rooms.
Yeah. And it's just like, hey, nobody... And it's like, it was like... You know when you play, like, freeze tag and you got, like, there's, like, a safe place?
Yeah. Like,
it kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah. The manager was right there, so they couldn't...
It was like, if you kill each other...
You know the rules.
Both of you are fucked.
Yeah.
And you know what I enjoyed about that the most is, after they settle down, they both go and get a drink, and they know each other's drinks. These guys have... Major history. Yeah. Major history. They probably have been friends in the past.
At one point, sure. They wanted on a head together or something.
I mean, how else would you know your dude's drink?
Yeah.
Like, you must have interacted with him at least once. And
that dialogue between them was really good.
Really good. And it was just kind of like, oh, you had to do it. Like, Common already knew.
He knows. Oh. Hey, look, he's going to honor his contract, but you also know that means an eye for an eye, and I'm going to get you.
And you know what? That's not the... Oh, my God. Common and Keanu Reeves... You know what? If they do a John Wick 3, I want Common to return. Because they...
I don't know how they would do that, man.
I want him to return because I want Common to... I mean, this is just me just talking shit at this point, but I want Common to help Keanu survive what we're about to get into later in this video. But I would like to see them double team whatever is going to come their way.
That would be kind of cool. I'd like to see it too.
Only because they had very good chemistry, and they shared one of the most funniest moments.
God, yeah.
And it wasn't, I don't think, well, they must have made it intentionally funny.
They had to.
But, they're trying to kill each other, okay? Keanu Reeves is down here on the lower level, and Common's up at the top level, and they're trying to kill each other with silencers like this.
They're trying to be cordial about it, gentlemen,
nonchalant.
They don't want to distract and draw attention to themselves.
They're filled with people all around them.
They're passing people. They're just like
constantly shooting each other, like, and it's just like they're both missing, but it was so funny.
It was pretty good.
I don't know if I was I heard you laugh a little bit.
I laughed. It was pretty good.
It was great. Fucking it was great. Good.
Common takes the first shots and he misses, and you just hear the tap tap, and it's like, oh shoot, like he's getting hit, he's getting shot at. So let me go back at you, and then Common goes right back.
It's like, and they went. It was not like extremely long, but they at least had 3 turns each.
Sure,
you know what I mean? Like,
they went back and forth.
And the other thing that surprised me was the fact that John Wick, this is going towards the end of the movie, but John Wick kills the guy inside the Continental.
Okay, when that happened, before that happened, I thought, okay, here's what's going to happen. Just before the kill, okay? He walks in, there's kind of a long pause, and I'm like, okay, he's going to kill the motherfucker. But I thought he's going to actually do it so they can kill him, because he now wants death.
Oh, I see.
This is the only way out of his life. He understands this, so he's not going to struggle anymore, but he still wants to get this guy back. So I thought for sure he's going to kill him, and then the manager's going to kill him somehow. That's what I assumed was going to happen.
I didn't think that was going to happen at all. Like, I just thought the opposite way. I thought they were going to be like, okay, let's re-strategize. Let me get out of this hotel room. I'll wait for him to come out. And I thought that's the route that they were going to go. And when he shot him right in the head, I mean, Winston, the Continental manager, is telling Wick, John, back away.
Yeah, walk away from this. Just leave him alone.
Relax.
Just forget about it.
Relax, because he knew the minute he did that, he's fucked.
Yeah, right.
Like internationally
now. Proper fucked.
Yeah. And when he did shoot him right in the head, I just immediately was like, whoa.
At this point, there's a $7 million contract on his head.
And it's not international. It hasn't gotten to that point yet. No. But the minute he shot that target dead, that thing went literally international. And now
went viral.
It's like, it's worldwide now. Now he has every hitman in the fucking world gunning for John Wick.
In fact, if you see John Wick, shoot that motherfucker. You'll be rich. Shoot that motherfucker.
Oh, shit. Damn. And you know what? The ending, they showed it in the trailer somewhat.
Yeah, but you don't know that that's the ending.
You don't know that that's the ending, but the ending is in the trailer, okay?
They do a good job of disguising the movie. Like, you don't really know what's going on. You know he's probably back on a mission, on a hit. He's going to be a hitman again. But they do such a good job. The motives behind the protagonist's progression through the movie, and even possibly in Chapter 3, is very valid.
I thought at the end, when Winston is like, you know, everyone stops around Keanu Reeves, and it's just like there probably was like 50 of them in there on the street, and they all stop and turn to John Wick, and it's like, any one of these motherfuckers, we're all
gonna go after you, man.
We're all gonna go after you.
Yeah.
And I just thought we're gonna have a Matrix Reloaded shit with Mr. Smiths and shit. Yeah. Speaking of Matrix Reloaded, Lawrence Fishburne,
man,
he's in it.
It felt like I was laughing so much because I felt like it was the Matrix 2.0 or something, you know?
You know, it's what Matrix 2 should have been.
Yeah.
Matrix 2 should have been as good as John Wick 2.
Yeah.
But it just,
unfortunately,
it just, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah. Fuck it. It was 10 years ago. Or over that. But what do you think of Lawrence's performance?
You know, I didn't understand what that character was going to be at first. You know, I'm kind of trying to figure that out, because I'm still stuck in the Matrix at this moment, but I thought it was cool. I mean, he's like a pigeon carrier, right? And basically what everyone's getting on their phones, I think he's using the doves to do.
He reminds me of, you ever seen the movie Rock and Rolla? There's this one guy named Think Tank. He's a big black guy, thick guy, and he's like, he knows everything. He's like the pillar of information. If you want to know anything, if you want to know where someone is, or just anything in general, the Think Tank is that character. And Lawrence Fishburne,
he's like the fountain, man.
Reminds me of that character.
And not just that, but he's got the network of bums that, like, they all got guns on them. They all, whatever they do, they didn't really talk about that much. They didn't really let you know what's going on there. So I thought that was cool. I didn't want to know too much. But there's a network that he's controlling. And it
seems to be separate from
and it's network. Underground, right? And it's underground. I mean, he has a secretive tunnel, a network of tunnels that he can move around in the city.
It's like Lawrence Fishburne is like in charge of the black market version of assassins.
Fishburne is the man, in this movie. I mean, he takes off his like bum robes and puts on a fucking nice silk one, and he goes and has his cigar. You know, he's in his palace, and he's a great character. I loved his addition.
Only Trinity was missing from this.
Yeah.
And that would have been, oh my god.
She would have been Hitman or Hitwoman.
Oh man. She should have been the bad guy's right-hand woman. Trinity should have been
Rose.
That.
Not Amber Rose.
I think you're right, Amber Rose.
Amber Rose? Okay, her, yeah.
The guy that looks like a dude that looks like a girl?
The chick, yeah. I thought her character was a fucking waste, man.
Really?
Because she's mute. Okay. Like, she just, one thing left, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like,
but you know what, though? That might have been strategy, though, because I'm thinking, dude, if I'm the director, right, and she's giving out lines, I'm like, she probably wasn't delivering her lines. Like,
that's what I thought, too.
And it's like, hey, I got a good idea. Sign language.
I thought her character, from the trailer, I thought her character was going to be badass. The little shot of her going down the staircase with the gun, I was like, okay, this is going to be a good scene. The scene happens, and I'm like, okay, what's she going to... She didn't... I mean, she really... I felt like she was a wasted character, almost. A little bit.
She got her ass beat.
She did. Yeah, she didn't pose any threat to John Wick, really, and I thought she was going to be a cool fight scene between her and John Wick, but she got beat. The ending of the movie.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Sure.
I didn't think that they would put John Wick out to dry, but they literally hang him out to dry.
Well, they live by the rules.
I know, but I just thought that I almost saw this like father-son sort of a dynamic between him and Winston. Like he protected John a little bit.
He did.
He totally protected John.
And even towards the end, he gave him an hour notice
to get the fuck out of there.
You got 1 hour, so pack your shit and get the F out.
Here's how you know that this is real, okay? He's walking, and he's here. As he's walking, the camera's panning with him.
He's walking in a park, by the way.
In a park, yeah, like Central Park or something. And then there's all these like dings on these cell phones along the route that he's walking, and you get
everyone that's next.
Everyone, and then they show a wide shot of everyone that's around him, and everyone's phone is going off, and you see him sort of like, oh shit. And then you're like, wait, he's not going to run. At least I didn't think. He's running. Full out sprint with a fucking stabbed leg and his dog. You know it's serious. So he's...
If John Wick's running?
Yeah, and I almost
serious.
Yeah, it was serious. And I almost got like a hint of like Afro Samurai, where it's like, now he's the one, the wanted one. You know, everyone's going to go after him. And he's the most famous hitman because he's got the biggest bounty on his head. And he says, I'm going to kill everyone that comes after me. So,
and Wisdom believes it's like, of course you will.
Of course, yeah.
Of course
because he's John
you're
Wick.
fucking John Wick. That's what.
He's the fucking boogeyman. So,
the thing is, do you want them to make a part 3?
I almost don't. Almost.
They better fucking make a part 3, I'll tell you that much.
But I almost don't. This is such a perfect ending to a second chapter, if you will, the second part of his story, whatever they end up doing in the future. But he's fallen from grace. Essentially, he's fallen from grace. The most famous guy, the most famous hitman fell from grace.
And
what happens now?
And it's like, when a celebrity goes to prison, every inmate's in there wanted to get a piece of that celebrity.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like the golden prize right there. That's something that you would make your name out of if you kill John Wick.
Well, yeah.
Right. Oh, he's the guy that killed John Wick?
Or you stuff his pipe, you know what I mean?
No, the thing is, I hope they make a part 3 because I want this to go international, but I do want it to end on number 3 because there's nothing you can't do.
That would be a good
bigger.
trilogy. I just hope they don't fuck it up. That's all.
Yeah, it's like just don't.
Don't do a Matrix, Revolutions, fucking.
And you know what? I could so see this movie. This movie is such a good franchise, just for action movie in general. You could easily make it a story about another assassin.
Sure, yeah.
That belongs to that world.
That universe is actually very interesting.
And you know what? I still would love to see. I could so see 20 years from now, or 10, 15, 20 years from now, someone making a prequel of what John Wick had to do to earn his freedom, essentially.
Yeah.
Because they made a big emphasis on this, like, the bodies he buried that day were just like... It must have been massive. It must have been a huge task.
His infamous exodus from this lifestyle, basically.
So, ratings. I'm just going to go on a limb. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen my John Wick #1 review, the link will be in the description down below. Go check it out and give it a thumbs up. I gave John Wick #1 an A. I almost wanted to give it an A+, but I thought the third act was weaker than Act 1 and 2. I just didn't like the ending as much. I didn't think it was spectacular.
I would agree with that.
Now, John Wick 2, the ending was spectacular. And for that reason alone, I'm giving it an A+.
Fuck.
Plus!
He's gonna bust the fucking Christmas story and A++ all across the room and shit.
A+.
Yeah, it was a damn near perfect movie. I'm only giving it some room in case the second time I watch it, I don't think it's that good. But I was really entertained. I mean, it's got some car chases. It's got some good shootouts and
good jokes.
Yeah, really good. It's a good movie, man. So I give it an A. It's just go watch it, please. You're gonna have a good fucking time. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna be a little tense.
If you're having a bad day, watch John Wick.
Yeah, watch John Wick. Man.
It's one or two.
Movies. Fuck it.
Yeah, 1 or 2. It's one of those types of movies. Guys, if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and we will be back for our reviews of every single X-Men movie known to mankind, just in time for the Logan movie coming out.
It's not the third one.
We're doing the third one. We're even doing X-Men Origins. I gave that one to D.
Good luck.
And by the way, if you haven't checked out my iRobot and Imperial Dreams and John Wick movie reviews, they'll be down in the description. On that note, I'll see you guys later. Bye.